Aren't you tired? Just wasting your life away playing those video games every single day, sitting all alone with no one around you, with no deep, genuine connections with any of your friends, just shallow talks all the time, talking about the past, like, oh, you remember this, you remember that. Aren't you tired of just staying at home jacking off all day, watching porn, playing video games, doing absolutely nothing with your life? Just gaining weight more and more every day that passes. How can you genuinely be satisfied with that? How can you think that's okay to just go and play video games every single day for hours on end, literally from when the moment you wake up to the night when you sleep, and then playing at night, hiding from your parents, acting like you're sleeping when someone walks in or when you hear footsteps outside your door? It's like you have a inner drive within you, but you just never let it express itself. Instead, you made yourself a coward and just hid, avoided conflict everywhere, avoided all sort of confrontation of any sorts. Instead of speaking up, you stayed quiet, people pleasing all the time, never genuine expressing your masculinity of any way or form. You even told yourself that if you reached over 300 pounds, you'd ask one of your friends to, unalive you, to shoot you with a weapon of some sort. I mean, why would you think that? It's why, because you think you're unworthy of anything? Because you're just a fat piece of shit like you've always told yourself? That you'd never be loved and will be lonely forever in your life? Never have a family of any sorts? Never have a deep connection with anybody? Ever? You even disregarded your own family, disconnected from your brother, which you had once a great relationship with at a very young age, but then grew apart slowly. Even your own mother you don't talk to sometimes. Your own sister you disregarded and let her overgrow as well, following down the same path that you did when you were young, and yet you still did nothing about it. How can you do something like that? How? How can you sit there and just waste your life away completely with no disregard for the consequences? Not only do you affect yourself, you're affecting your family. And the loneliness just gets worse and worse and worse. And yet you just play more and more and more. And you do absolutely fucking nothing. How? How? But most importantly, I think, is why? Why do you keep doing that? It's like what? You be sure you lacked a masculine figure in your life. I suppose that does play a role into it. You were never taught how to man up properly or how to express yourself properly. How to get along with others in the correct manner and not just people please everybody and be nothing essentially. Never knew how to grow up properly. You learn everything by yourself, and yet the shit that you learned didn't work out too well now, did it? Not when you're over 300 pounds and just being a fat slob, jacking off, eating garbage food, and playing video games all day. Literally wasting your life away and and just sitting there and being okay with it. But you weren't okay with it at all anyway from the get-go. It's like you knew that wasn't what you wanted, and yet you still accepted it and just did the same thing over and over. It's like you have to change. You have to. Not just for yourself, but for others. For your family. For the people you genuinely care for. And if you supposedly want to help others, then you start by helping yourself as well. Because if you can't give a shit about yourself, then you're not going to give a shit about anybody else. You may claim to care for others, and yet here you are, just disregarding your own health, your own well-being. Potentially, developing some sort of disease and dying early. And then guess what? You leave your family behind with just the pain of you having to suffer slowly. All because of your own freaking mistakes. You really have to think things through properly. You have to look ahead. When you just look at the next few minutes, the next few seconds, that's not far enough. You need to look ahead in the next few, even if it's just days, weeks, years. Think about your death. How do you want to die? You want to die just sitting around playing video games all day and just jacking off and eating shit? Or would you rather die being a fucking warrior? Protecting the ones you love. Fighting for a genuine good cause. Not this bullshit that they sell nowadays. Not the global warming shit. None of that. Just a genuine good cause. Like if someone broke into your house and was trying to harm your family, would you not want to go out in a blazing glory? Defending the things you genuinely care and love for? You can't do that when you're a fat piece of shit. Sure, you become a bigger target, but I doubt you'll be able to emotionally control yourself then. Because all you think is, oh yeah, I'll do that when that happens. Oh yeah, you can think about this stuff. You can imagine it. But when it comes down to it, when it comes down to the situation itself, you're going to fucking panic. If you don't have the ability to endure pain of any sort, physical pain. If you haven't trained yourself mentally and physically. When you haven't done any hard shit and all you did was just live a very, very easy life. When you've done no development, then how the hell do you expect to protect yourself? Much less your family. And how do you expect to help others when you can't even help your own damn self? You have to help yourself. Stop thinking about what others will think in general. Sure, they do matter, of course, but stop thinking about, oh, this person doesn't like me. Oh, that person doesn't. Who cares? Who cares if you lose those friends? Those friends aren't even your friends half the time. Because if they did, they would say something instead of just letting you be a fat piece of shit. So hurry up and develop yourself.